Hi, beautiful souls. So, I want to talk on conditional living. And I had this realization today, or I guess rather, this question arose for me within me. And it was, where are you living in condition? So, is your happiness conditional? Is your peace conditional? Is your love conditional? Is your faith conditional? And this question, it just really resonated with me deeply today. And let's talk about it. Let's think into it. So often we desire to experience the feel-good emotions because naturally they feel good. Now, that's not to say that we negate the emotions that are less enjoyable. We feel them too. We hold space for them too. But it is our desire to feel good, to feel centered in ourselves as the divine beings that we are. And are we allowing ourselves to be that which we are? Or are we waiting for conditions to align to allow us to be that which we are? So I've used the examples of happiness, love, peace, and faith, because those are some things that are active in my experience at present, and also just alive in me as fundamentally who I am. And, often it will be my desire to have deeper happiness or to be in a space of peace or to have faith. And I wait until the conditions in my experience, in my hologram, are ripe or are perfect before I allow myself to experience those feelings. So I'll give you a perfect example of that today. I was quite tired. I desired to do some more creation and be in a space of creation, but in a very intentional and organized way. And then I also got my moon cycle. So I was like, you know what? I actually really just want to rest and hold the space of alignment with my higher self. And I was already talking myself out of being in alignment just by acknowledging that I wanted to have space to ensure I was in alignment, right? So it's amazing how words can really impact our experience, because I was already talking myself out of alignment by identifying that I wanted to be in a space where I could have the alignment, where I was already in alignment. And, and I could see myself starting to get frustrated with my children, because I really just wanted to come up to my little sanctuary I've got up here and meditate and journal and just take my time. And so I started becoming frustrated with my children, and it was just really funny to be the observer of the experience that was happening and unfolding, and the emotions that I was feeling, and me as the individuation to be able to observe that and realize that I only allow myself to feel peace when it is under the conditions that I deem to be desirable for that feeling to exist. Same with happiness. Same with, and this is a perfect one. I feel like so many people will resonate with this. Faith. Like, I mean, how often do we say, I just need evidence, or I just, like, give me a sign, give me a miracle so that I can know, like, so that I can trust. But if we are in faith, and if we are holding faith, and if we are aligned in faith, if we are walking in faith, all those things, if we trust and have faith, we truly don't need the evidence or the miracle or the give me the sign, because everything is a sign. Like, everything is energy and is the universe, and every single thing that we experience is created and completely conspiratorially pushed into our hologram for us to experience. Every conversation you overhear, every person you see walk past, every dog you see sniff a tree, every bird you see fly above your head, every piece of blade of grass that's in every single spot it is in, is all aligned in that exact moment for you to experience it in the exact way that you have the capability to experience it in. So, that's a whole nother topic I could go down and ramble on, but we often say, like, oh, I just, like, we often don't trust, or ask for the sign, ask for, rather than just having the faith, rather than allowing our current now, our every now, to be an opportunity for us to cultivate the feeling of faith. And it's the same with the peace, right? So, instead of trying to create these spaces or wanting our peace to be conditional, because that's what we're doing when we're like, okay, well, if I could just have 10 minutes to myself, then I'll be able to center into peace. So your peace is conditional. If I just get the sign, then I'll be able to have faith, because I know then that the universe is truly supporting me. So your faith is conditional. And all the other things, so like, these are just examples, but yeah, so I was having that beautiful experience and realizing that every single thing I was experiencing in each now, even as it may have been less than desirable or in contrast to what I desire, or simply not as I want it to be, not in the condition I want it to be in, it was a gift. It was an opportunity. And in each now I experience, I have the opportunity to choose to align with peace and harmony and happiness and love, or have faith, every experience. So I could have been out there with my children and allowed them to be exactly as they were and center into peace in that moment. I know, as a parent, I know that's easier said than done. Absolutely. Even the thought of it is easier than actually the doing of it. That's the catch, right? But in having those experiences where potentially my children were behaving in a way that wasn't what I desired, or, the conditions weren't what I wanted them to be, what I perceived I wanted them to be. They're exactly what my higher self wanted them to be, because they were an opportunity for me to cultivate inner peace, inner harmony, inner faith, inner love, inner happiness, all those things in less than desirable experiences. Because the gift from that is that my peace and my faith and my love and my happiness and all those things, the more and more I practice that, they're no longer conditional. My peace isn't conditional upon an external experience. It is what is me. It is completely unconditional, and my peace is my being. And, you can also tie manifestation into it too, because, often we manifest a condition we believe to be more desirable. And I was listening to a recording this morning. Anyway, it was really beautiful. And one thing they mentioned, which, I'm sure it's a concept we've all heard many times, is that your future is now. The past, present, and future are all simultaneous, and it's all happening now. Now is the real thing. And so, often we desire to manifest these things. We want to manifest conditions we believe that would make us happy, or allow us to feel more peace, or allow us to have more faith, or happy. I already said happiness. All the things, right? We're manifesting things we believe that would make us feel good, feel more desirable, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that, but we have to be able to align with the energy of those conditions to be able to experience them. So, manifestation isn't just like, oh, I really desire $50 million because I believe that will make me feel happiness. And then wondering where that is. You can't then walk around like feeling shit and being like, my $50 million is coming. Like, if you don't feel the same energy as that, which is the feeling you believe that you will experience in the manifestation of whatever it is you desire, the $50 million, and so often our manifestations are quite conditional. And it all comes down to the energy and the feeling. So if we focus rather on manifesting the feeling of what we want to desire, and I know that, if you're into human design, for example, some people are specific manifestors, some people are non-specific manifestors. I can only speak from my lived experience. I am non-specific, and that really works for me. But as a general, I would say generally overall, if we are focusing on manifesting the feeling that we want to experience, that we desire to experience, rather than the things, the conditions, all the conditions will flow into our hologram and will create or make up our hologram when we are able to align with the feeling, to cultivate the feeling. So taking every opportunity that we're presented, and you might now be able to hear my son crying in the background because he's just starting to wake up. Taking every opportunity that we're presented and choosing what we want to cultivate in that moment. And it might be really challenging. And you might only, you might have your kids going off their chops like me this morning and really just wanting some space to, to feel peace. And I could have done that in that moment. And, you might do it and you might only feel peaceful for 1 minute, but that's amazing. Because the more and more it builds, the more and more your peace is not going to be conditional. And paradoxically, having the peace or it being unconditional and the peace being you, being your being, the conditions of your hologram will align to match that. So all the things you perceived that you needed to bring you peace, well, it's reverse. You'll be feeling the peace already, and all the conditions will drop in to match what you are. Because Wayne Dyer once said, "We do not manifest that which we want, we manifest that which we are." And I'm not saying that's a direct quote because he might have used different wording, but it's basically along that line. So take your opportunities to cultivate unconditional peace, love, happiness, bliss, joy, harmony, faith, whatever it is for you. Love and blessings.